Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing a 2-year rebuild of the Denver Broncos. For these 2-year rebuilds, there are no rules. I can make unlimited trades, trade away all my draft picks, and we're going to have one offseason, which includes one free agency period and one draft to build this team up and get to the Super Bowl. Now, of course, the Denver Broncos underperformed last season. With Russell Wilson here, he is still a superstar, 76 overall, 33 years old. Good thing about him is he has good traits. Conservative forcing passes, not so much, but we will look to build on that. Offensive line is pretty dang good as is. Need a new right tackle, might need a new tight end. Probably trade Tim Patrick away for a better third receiver or something. Might look to upgrade running back. On the defense, we need a new strong safety. We need to revamp this linebacking core, and the D-line could use some work as well as the corners. For the first trade, we're going to be sending Tim Patrick, Alex Singleton, and a future 2 to the Colts for Shaq Leonard. Next, we're going to be sending Ronald Darby and Tom Compton to the Chiefs for Orlando Brown. For the next trade, we're going to be sending Chase Edmonds, Cam Fleming, and a future 1 to the Dolphins for Christian Wilkins and Xavier Howard. For the next trade, one that I didn't expect to go through, we're sending Kareem Jackson, Kwan Williams, and Jonathan Cooper to the Commanders for Cam Curl and Montez Sweat. We're going to be getting Jalen Johnson from the Bears for Billy Turner, Glasgow, and Jonas Griffith. For what will likely be my final trade, I'm going to send DJ Jones, KJ Hamler, and a third-round pick to the Bills for Ed Oliver and Gabe Davis. So there is a way I could get Saquon Barkley as our running back. Because this almost goes through. I tried it just because I didn't think it would, but it was very close. And I know if I subbed out Phillips or Benito for Javonte, I'd be able to get McKinney and Barkley. But we're basically downgrading at safety and upgrading at running back. I know running back is a big need, but at the same time, I know Justin Simmons is he's like that guy for the Broncos, so I'm not going to trade him away, and we're going to stick with the team how it is. We did get the team from a 79 to an 84, though. Added ourselves a new tackle in Orlando Brown. We're going to keep Dulcich at tight end, because I don't think it really matters that much unless you have, Kelsey or Mark Andrews, one of the top guys. And then we have Judy, Gabe Davis, and Sutton at receiver now. On the defensive side, we have Montez Sweat at right out. We have Shaq Leonard in the middle. Randy Gregory on the other side. We got Cam Curl at strong safety. Ed Oliver, Christian Wilkins, and Draymond Jones make up the middle. I traded DJ Jones instead of Draymond Jones because of contracts. DJ Jones was going to be making $15 million next year, and Draymond is set to get a new contract, which I'm not going to be paying him $15 million, so I'd rather keep him around. And then we added Xavier Howard and Jalen Johnson to the cornerback room. This should be a very good defense, and hopefully, the offense can keep up. Well, we go 13-4 with an 86 overall team. I'm assuming we're up to an 86 with morale. Let's see if we can beat the Bills in the wild card round, though. And we beat them 27-26. That is a close game. Now we're going to be taking on the Ravens in the divisional round. And we win that game too, 35-28. Sheesh, AFC Conference Championship with the Bengals. I am ready. Sean Payton's first year, take us to the promised land. Send him to Super Bowl. Let's go. Well, we ended up losing 29-17 to the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Russ got sacked 5 times. Probably didn't help our case. Javonte Williams, of course, not showing up in the playoffs because the rushing game never does. Yeah, just unfortunate. But, we did make it pretty far in the first year, which I'm okay with. Just not okay with Orlando Brown allowing 3 sacks. Russ ends up 3rd in yards and 1st in touchdowns. I forgot to make Tom Brady retire, so he's 1st, but Russ would have been 2nd, that means, most likely. 4,948 and 16 picks probably won't get him MVP because of those picks. Javonte actually had a pretty good year. Averaging 4 yards per carry is the minimum you ask of a running back. Portland Sutton, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, so clearly this man was getting everything. 900 for Dulcich and 8 touchdowns, so we didn't really need to upgrade tight end. Dulcich did fine. 905 for Gabe Davis and 908 for Jerry Jeudy. The ball was spread pretty nicely. As for sacks, who allowed the most? Orlando Brown allowed 10. Could have been worse. I've seen a lot worse numbers. And on the defensive side, Shaquille Leonard and Josie Jewell, both over 100 tackles. Tackle for loss, we had Ed Oliver, Randy Gregory, Montez Sweat, and Christian Wilkins. As for sacks, 13 for Montez Sweat, 10 for Wilkins, 8 for Randy Gregory, 7.5 for Ed Oliver, 3 for Draymond Jones, and then a couple here and there. I see 7 picks for Shaq Leonard. Oh my gosh. I've actually never had him on my team in Madden, and kind of liking that. 2 for Justin Simmons and 1 for a couple of other guys. The corners didn't get really much at all. And for kicking, McManus was McManus. He was okay. Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Russell Wilson at number 3. And Sean Payton, number 2 for Coach of the Year. I know that doesn't look like Sean Payton, but Cortland Sutton 4th for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, nope. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had Dulcich at 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Best QB, Best Running Back, Best Wide Receiver, Cortland Sutton. And that's what we got. As for dev traits, Russ goes up to an X Factor and Sutton goes up to Superstar. That's Van Nice. And on defense, I don't think anything happened because Leonard was already an X Factor and he was the only one who really balled out on defense. Would have been nice to see Randy Gregory go up, but it is what it is. The Cowboys end up winning the Super Bowl 34-31 over the Bengals with Dak Prescott as Super Bowl MVP. Luckily, we only had 3 people to resign: Orlando Brown, Dalton Risner, and I just resigned Draymond Jones. The rest are not necessary to resign. So we'll bring back, do we want Orlando Brown back? We definitely want Dalton Risner. I could do this, bump that up just a little bit, 8.1 per year, and we got Risner back. Okay, so 25 million, Orlando Brown, or we see if there's someone in free agency, or we spend all of our money right here. Which, I mean, if we can keep everyone together, we made it pretty deep in the playoffs, right? I think if he accepts this, we're in good position. So keeping Orlando Brown was definitely the right move. Terrence Steele's the best one here. Nate Davis, and there's just nothing here. So we would have had to compete to get him back, and we just don't have to compete. Yeah, we're just gonna head into the draft as is. Trading into the second round, I'm sending a future 3 and 4 and this year's 4 to get the Giants' second round pick. It is pick 22 in the second round, and there's a linebacker that looks pretty dang good. I don't know all of his attributes, but his athleticism and the potential is there. And I just couldn't let him go. He's round 2 to 3. I didn't know if he was going to go sooner than later because of how he looks. Bernard Henry here, 6'1", 223. A lot of B to D, A to C, but elite speed, elite change of direction, elite agility. He's going to be our new middle linebacker too, after Shaq Leonard, and then I'll look to trade Josie Jewell for another piece. Took a tight end here in the 3rd round, Chris Ruiz. Not bad speed. He had a lot of A to C's, A catch in traffic, B deep route. He does have hidden dev. I doubt he'll start over Greg Dulcich because he's a day 3 talent kind of guy. I know he ain't going to be worth it, but I think we just got to get George Foreman on the team here in the 5th round, right? George Foreman going to lead us to the Super Bowl. So Bernard Henry comes out to be a 74 left outside linebacker. He's going to be moving inside, so we'll see what his overall changes to. Chris Ruiz, George Foreman, not great, but they're backups. And then Glenn Welch, I took in the 7th. He had a weird size. 6'1", 233 feels like a really odd size I never see. But 93 kick power, 72 kick accuracy. We needed a punter, and he was the best looking one there. By the way, this draft was just terrible overall. Alright, so do we start the more athletic or the more technically sound? I think it's going to be more athletic. Bernard Henry, 10 more speed. Like, I think it's worth it. And he's going to be playing behind Shaq Leonard, so it's not like it's all going to be on him. Josie Jewell can't keep up with everything. So I think having some more speed out there is really going to... 74 zone cover is pretty dang good too. I think it's really going to help us out. So I'm trying to think of like what we need for Josie Jewell, and there's really nothing we need to upgrade. And these trades are awful. But I was thinking maybe center, but Cushenberry isn't even a problem for us. And I can't even afford any of the best centers in the league anyway. I mean, I could get Connor McGovern. He's slightly better. John Runyon could move over to center, but I did that in my last rebuild, so I try to do some different things. Nate Hobbs would be great if I need a 3rd corner. Cesar Ruiz maybe could slide over to center. I just don't think there's anything that's going to be worth it. I think we're just going to stick with Josie Jewell as our 3rd middle linebacker, and that's that. We have depth. Alright, so this is what the offense is going to look like for year 2. Pretty much the same, except Russ is now an X Factor and Sutton is a superstar. I guess the CPU decided this is the best receiver order, so we're going to leave it as is. And we got Ruiz backup tight end. We got Mostert backup running back that I just signed in free agency. On the defensive side of the ball, Henry is going to be starting over Josie Jewell. We're going to keep him because there's really no point in trading him. I don't think we need to upgrade anywhere. And outside of that, like, there's no changes, we made it to the AFC Championship game, and we should make it to the Super Bowl. So we're in week 18, and I don't know if you notice anything up by the overall, but Bernard Henry is an X factor. So absolutely made the right choice drafting this man, moving up for him in the second round, putting him over Josie Jewell. Dude's a stud. And I just also want to tell you, actually, we're not in week 18. We're past that. We're in the wild card round against the Jaguars at 13-4 again. And see, we should be able to beat the 8-9 Jaguars fairly easily. And we do, not easily, but we won 34-31. And we will be taking on the Colts in the divisional round. And you know what? Of course we lost. Why wouldn't we lose? 28-23 to the inferior Colts team. Can I get to this one? Thank you. Tyler Huntley beat us. Tyler Huntley beat our team. Javonte averaged 4.4. That is not bad. Jonathan Taylor, of course, is a stud. Zach Moss had 2 rushing touchdowns. Okay. I don't understand. I just do not. We allowed 2 sacks. That isn't even bad. There's no excuses for why this team cannot win. I think it is programmed into Madden. If you're using a team, it is like 1% chance that they're going to make it to the Super Bowl and win. Russ, once again, top 3 and second in touchdowns. And only 10 picks. His picks were down. Rushing, Javonte, his average was down, but still 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert had 11 touchdowns. Sheesh. So we were scoring a lot. Sutton, 1,204. Gabe Davis, 1,014. Judy, 1,108. Greg Dulcich, 1,008. So numbers were crazy. Blocking was better. I mean, Bowles was worse. Orlando Brown was slightly better. No one had over 100 tackles. Why? Oh. I bet Josie Jewell was starting as a sub linebacker because I didn't change that. That's okay. That doesn't affect how the team performs, though. And tackle for loss, we had 5 guys go over 10. Sacks, no one got double digits. 7.5 for Ed Oliver, 7 for Sweat, 7 for Gregory, 5 for Christian Wilkins. It was just not a good sack season. The defensive numbers were just not there. What were our team totals? 3rd in offensive yards. Defensive yards had to have been like one of the worst, right? It was 4th? So we were just not even on the field for defense. It must have been what happened. 2nd in points scored, and then 12th in points allowed. Like, why are we not winning? I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, though, and I hope you're enjoying the series. If you haven't checked out the other videos, we do win Coach of the Year with Sean Payton, so that's something. But go ahead, check out my other 2-year rebuilds. I'm going to be going through the whole NFL alphabetically. So this is the Broncos, and you guys can figure out who's next. Starts with BR. It's this team. But yeah, I plan on trying to do these like every single day because they don't take too long to do. Russ gets 2nd for best QB, and I really enjoy doing these. And if you guys do want to see a 3rd year for this one, let me know. I wouldn't mind doing like shorts for a 3rd year. So that's something I could do. I did it for my Bengals one, and it turned out pretty well. But hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.